Welcome everyone to Productions Christmas Corner. As you can see, I'd like to share with you our top 25 movies that our optechs have picked out, and I'd like to provide you an inspirational look at how the movies we love today got their sparks from the past. Now, the history. Now, cinema has a lot of history as it is, but the first Christmas movie appeared here called The Santa Claus in 1898. And it's the first on-screen appearance of Santa Claus himself. And as we go through the history itself, Charles Dickens' famous classic, A Christmas Carol, has been made over 350 different times. Classics sort of like George C. Scott's version of Christmas Carol, and Catherine's favorite, Scrooged. Now, the first ever Scrooge movie, or Christmas Carol, was made in 1901, called Scrooge and Marley's Ghost. It had the famous door knocker with Marley's face all over it, and it was just a guy with makeup on through like a little plaster, so that's how they did it back in the day.
Oh.
But a lot of people were scared of those back in the day. Now, without some of the inspirational movies we see here, we wouldn't have had our top 25 films that production got to know and love over the years. Now, number one right here was Bruce Willis's Die Hard. Now, that's been controversy for years if that is supposed to be a Christmas movie. Up until 2 years ago, it was declared to be a Christmas movie, and all of our production people actually selected that as the number one choice. Number two was a game changer in the holiday pop culture, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, what's unique with this is it took Tim Burton 3 years to actually make this film, and now it's a staple in Disneyland for their Haunted Mansion every season. Number three was Home Alone. What kid would not want to be home alone after having a ticked-off argument with their parents and their family, only to realize he's got to learn how to grocery shop and defend his house against a bunch of burglars? Now, as we proceed down here, the first Christmas shows to air on TV. This was a topic we were trying to figure out for a long time, because several people here on the production staff actually looked it up and they got all different results. So when we looked it up on my end, the first one was called Amal and the Night Visitors, that debuted on NBC from 1951 to 1966. It was a holiday staple, and it was an opera. So even today, I don't know how they consider the first Christmas movie. I guess back then that's when they taped it and replayed it for years to come. But 2 years before it ended, they took it off the air. We had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 1964. That became a holiday staple for years to come. In its now 60th anniversary at the moment. It's also one of the top 10 films ever in the history. But Rudolph was not the first animated series or animated movie to appear on television. That title belongs to 1962's Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. And there it is, another Christmas Carol movie, and it's in the animation stage. Now, from television, stick to the television genre, we have Oscar the Grouch, The Christmas Tree, made by our own Sarah Garcia. Now, I was trying to figure out how this could tie into Christmas movies and television itself. Well, it turned out Oscar the Grouch, back in 1975, sung the song I Hate Christmas. Okay, I can't see how that can be a real popular song, but according to what we read, it was the most popular song in the UK through the 20th century up until 2011. And I was like, who knew that would ever be such a thing? Now, onto our second tree, we have a variety of Christmas films, old and new. And as you know, Hallmark itself, Netflix and Paramount Plus, all the streaming services are coming out with new videos and movies every year of Christmas films. Hallmark, just this year alone, produced 30 new Christmas movies by itself. That's a lot to catch up on for for trying to watch every holiday movie on Hallmark for this year. And as a fun fact, do you know what Christmas movies actually help do? They actually help promote the tourism industry. Now, for White Christmas, right here, this was filmed on a closed set in California. And the setting took place in Vermont. Nothing in the movie was shot or filmed in Vermont, but because that movie came out, Vermont had a flood of tourists wanting to see the snow, snow, snow. I suck at singing. Anyways, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and even Home Alone, where does that take place?
New York.
No, that was number 2. Chicago, Illinois. Home Alone was Chicago, Illinois. Christmas Vacation was Chicago, Illinois. Movies like those brought more tourists to come to Chicago. Even Home Alone's house is a staple, and it keeps going on the market on and off because people wanted that house. Even though some interiors were shot, but most of it was exteriors and an underclosed set. Now back to the tree. A lot of the movies now for tourists have been going overseas. A Castle for Christmas. This took place in Scotland. Over here, Holiday in the Wild. This took place in Africa and is Catherine's favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, it is.
Now, with the sweet, as we see here, comes the very, very sour. We have the Naughty Stocking. These are movies which can be very scary, raunchy, and vulgar. But it depends on your taste. These are still considered Christmas movies, but a lot of these types of films have an anti-Christmas theme because some people don't like to celebrate Christmas or are just really not liking the holiday. So movies like these probably puts them in their realm. We have Violent Night, Bad Santa 1 and 2, and Krampus. And Krampus actually is one of my favorite films. But did you know Germany celebrates every year Krampus Night, and they've been celebrating it for hundreds of years. And I didn't even know about this till this movie came out. Interesting enough, Krampus is a staple in my home now too, and a couple other people here that love it. Wife hates it though, of course. Now I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you to the judges. And I would appreciate that you like the Christmas Production Corner.